Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay, and today we're going to talk about some new phones that are launching, that like literally just launched. Now, at the recording of this video, it is the day before the Pixel 4 launch, so keep that in mind. However, there are some phones launching, and the first one I want to talk about is the Motorola One Action. Price on this phone, it just hit my inbox right before I was getting ready to start recording, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about it right now, along with the other phone I was going to talk about. So I actually have, didn't see any leaks on this phone, kind of heard about it, but just kind of brushed it off. And I also want to say I'm glad I didn't get the other one that just released that was $450. I probably would have been a little upset. That phone is nice. Didn't experience it, but this one is $350. The world's first ultra-wide action camera, which means that, you're going to be able to record some great footage in motion with this camera. Now, obviously, it has a triple lens setup. Motorola is pushing out, they're doing what they do best. They push out a lot of phones, and they have a phone in every area of the market. I'll get to the specs in a second, but ultimately what they're saying is this phone can have great stabilization for things in motion and things like that. That's what their selling point is right here. They've got other things like portrait mode, AI cameras and things like that, cinematic view, because it has that elongated look. 128 gigs of storage on the phone. That's going to be pretty good. Let's see what the tech specs are. It's got Dolby Audio. It's got an 8-core processor. I'll go check what that processor is. Fast charging on the battery. Let's go look at the specs. That's what I have to do. 3,500 milliamp hour battery. This is going to be nice. The display is a 6.3 inch 1080p by 2520, 21 by 9 aspect ratio, officially launched in the US. This is a Sony competitor. I'm glad I didn't get the other version of the Motorola. And let's see here. Battery, again, is 3,500, 10-watt charging. Of course, they claim all-day battery. And again, you have 160 by 71 by 9.1, basically, or 9 millimeters in thickness. So this is a nice phone. IPX2 for the water protection. So basically splash. I'm saying, why did I do that? I did splash. Why did I just do that? The colors, it comes in a denim blue and pearl white. This should be pretty interesting. Now, officially on the cameras, you have a rear camera that's a depth sensor with quad pixel technology, and that's a 12 megapixel main shooter. And then you also have a 5 megapixel for the depth sensor. And let me see what else you got here. 12 megapixel, shoots in 4K. Video camera output is going to be 1920 by 1080, which is an action camera. You got slow motion, 120 frames. Yeah, that's going to be pretty nice. The front camera has a portrait shot, time-lapse, cinematic, auto. So it's got a lot going on here. The front camera also shoots 4K. So we see a trend happening here that we dated back to the Essential phone where we wanted 4K on the front. I might need to grab this one. I'm very picky about when I'm buying phones because I'm buying phones. So I want to bring in something that's going to be good. And I really like the 21 by 9 aspect ratio. So might have to give this one a go. As far as audio goes, you get 2 microphones, a headphone jack, and Dolby Audio out of 1 speaker. So no stereo speakers, but you get FM radio. And it looks like that's about it. Does it have Wi-Fi 6? Probably not. Nope. There's only a few phones. Do you guys know that there are Wi-Fi 6 phones out there? I actually got something coming to me, and I might go ahead and do a giveaway to hook some of you guys up with Wi-Fi 6, something dealing with Wi-Fi 6. If you know what that is, comment on the side note down below. But in the box, you get the phone and a 10-watt charger, Type-C cable, and earphones, okay? And you get a protective cover. So this is gonna be pretty interesting, man. It's got the design of phones like the Axon 10 Pro. It's got design of phones like that. It's along that line of phone. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty sweet, man. I think that's going to be really, really nice. I'm kind of surprised that Motorola's dropping these phones like this, and they just don't care. They're dropping them left and right. Now, another phone that I wanted to talk about, I had it pulled up in my browser here, if I could go back to it. It's the ZTE Nubia Z20. This phone actually costs $550. But you know, I would tell a person, let me just get to the phone real quick. Here it is right here. All right. So the Nubia Z20, this is a ZTE product. It's got dual screens on it, and it's got a 5.1 inch on the front and on the back, if you will, by the cameras, which has got that triple camera setup. And then it has a 6.4 pretty much on the front. Now, it too has a triple lens setup, a 48 megapixel for the main shooter, then an ultra wide lens for 16 megapixel, and then a 3x telephoto optical zoom lens. So 6.42 inches on the front, full HD, and the rear has a 5.1 inch 1080p display. This one has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. No SD card on this thing. No SD card. And that's kind of like, yeah. So you're stuck with whatever storage. But the storage starts at 128 with 8 gigs of RAM. So you have more than enough. Now this actually has a Snapdragon 855 Plus. So this is more along the lines of, we're going to have a gaming suite on this phone. So the phone itself is pretty, okay, don't take this the wrong way. I'm always throwing options at you guys. The phone itself, in my opinion, is another version. I would still take the Axon 10 Pro over the Z20. I would take the Axon 10 Pro over the Z20 because it has an SD card slot. You know, it's got the IP rating, the wireless. It's got some more features for less money, and you know, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. You know, it's got the stereo speakers. There's a lot packed into this $550. So just bear that in mind. But the Z20. There's a whole bunch of people that have review units out, and I'm checking out some of the videos. I'm very picky about who I watch for videos because I do reviews. Hashtag the coffee crew. If you drink coffee, your favorite coffee, name it down below. Maybe I'll try it. Very picky about my coffee that I drink, and I don't mind spending a little bit of cash to get a little bit of nice premium roast coffee. So hashtag coffee crew. The Z20 looks appealing on the surface. However, when I dug deep into what I was looking at, I ultimately just saw a rear screen on here, no front-facing camera, which is going to be decent. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the cameras, but the phone itself looks great. And I actually used the original version of this phone when I was at CES, and honestly, it was just okay. I wasn't like mind blown on what I saw, so that's something to be desired by, you know, I don't know. It's a hard sell for me when I have the Axon 10 Pro, and that's my point of view. So if you don't have the Axon 10 Pro, then you have an open playing field. You could grab them both, see which one you like, or you could just put them on paper next to each other. And also that skin, yeah. That skin on the Nubia brand, I don't know, folks. I don't know. It's just me. But those two phones popped up in my queue this morning, and I wanted to talk about them. Well, one popped up in my queue, and then right before I was going to hit record, I noticed my email, and boom, this pops up. Also, something better about the Motorola purchase is you get a free Moto G6. $350 for two phones if you pre-order. That's a killer deal, folks. That's a killer deal. I'm obviously more interested in, let me check the processor in the Moto. I think it's probably like a 670 processor or something like that. Let's go to this. Let's go to over here, see if I can pull up the official specs for the processor. Oh, my bad for leaving off the performance section of the Moto One Action. It has Android Pie. It has the Samsung Exynos 9609. So this is ultimately the phone that we've seen in the past, just labeled differently for the US. You know which phone it is. 4 gigs of RAM, 120 gigs of storage, micro SD card support up to a terabyte. You got Face Unlock and a fingerprint reader. The Motorola One Action, to me, is definitely the way I would go if I was going to choose one of those phones. Anyway, it's your man Jay. A little bit of Monday news for you guys. I pushed out a few videos for you guys. I've been traveling a lot, believe it or not, and doing other things. Had a lot going on. So, yeah. I haven't get a couple videos out for you guys, but Team Galaxy, where you at, Team Galaxy? Yeah, a little bit of news for you guys, man. 2 phones to talk about. What do you guys think about those phones? I talked about the Nubia, not the Nubia, the Red Magic 3S in another video along with the OnePlus 7T. Be sure to check that video out. For all those people that are saying I'm a OnePlus hater in that video, I don't know what to tell you. Get out of your feelings. I don't know what to tell you. I love OnePlus phones, man. But reality is reality. No praising or something of something that, you know, there's a better option out there. It's your man Jay. Stay real. Take care.